Hola Balbo, mi nombre es Charlie McGee de el bando Formidable Vegetable. Um, Soy de Australia y mi español no es bueno, so I'm going to speak English from now on, but that was my attempt. Thank you for having me at this beautiful online virtual gig. I'm going to play some songs for you today from my album Permaculture, a Rhymer's Manual. And permaculture, or permacultura, as you say in Spanish, is based on three ethics of earth care, people care, and fair share. And that is a beautiful little condensed way to think about sustainability. I think this word sustainability is great, but what we need is regeneration to make things even better than what they are. Sustaining is keeping things the same, regenerating is moving forward. So I'm going to start with a little song called Look Around, which is about starting where you are, using what you have, and using your observation. Observation? Is that right? Everything you need is right in front of you, when you learn to see good things come to you. All you have to do is stop and take a look around. Before you intervene, don't do anything. Yeah, come to all your senses. They'll tell you everything. But first you have to learn to stop and take a look around. Yeah, take a look around. Listen to the sound. Why not take a whiff? You'll see much better if you use more than just your eyes. Well, you gotta take a step outside now. If you wanna know what your soil is like, well, and what is gonna grow. But first you have to learn to stop and take a look around. Yeah, take a look around. Get your hands into the ground. Don't be scared of the dirt. It isn't gonna hurt. And if you're braver, you can try the flavor. Or try take a handful of your land. Give it a squeeze in your hand. Then check out the display. 'Cause if it stays together, it's clay. But if it falls apart, it's sand. Well, the point of that is all you've got to do is take a look, and read your landscape like a book. Interact, low impact, and get your feedback when you take a little look around. Yeah, abundance will abound now. Because the problem is the solution. Just depends on your perception. Gotta change yourself before you change the world. Yeah, we've gotta take a look around. On the inside and the out. Because when you observe yourself, you see everything else. Make good use of it now. was a little song about observe and interact, the principle of permaculture, which is from this book by David Holmgren, Permaculture, black, green, Permaculture, Principles and Pathways Beyond Sustainability. And I believe that's where we need to look to, is beyond sustainability. We don't want things to stay the same. We don't want things to stay normal, because a lot about what is normal wasn't working. And we're seeing that now in the world where so many things are changing very quickly. But I want to play you another song that I wrote from this book about waste. And it's the first song that I wrote about growing up in southwestern Australia, where we lived. My family's very different from a lot of families in Australia. We lived a lot more simply, and my father built a very simple brick house from mud brick from the ground where we lived, and also using waste material, wood and old windows and building materials that he found at the local garbage dump. So this is a little story about growing up in a different way to a lot of Australians, but in a way that helped me to realize that we can do other things with our waste other than throw them away. So this is the only song actually that I've successfully memorized the chorus in Spanish. So it goes, no hay tal como cosa la basura, solo cosas en el mal lugar. And then, no hay tal como cosa la basura, es una idea que hay que transformar. So that's as good as I could get, but I'll try it out in context. I played this in Colombia a few years ago on a beach that had a lot of plastic, and I was playing it to the kids who were finding bits of old rubbish and turning it into toys to play with. So already they were thinking in this way that we can repurpose our waste. When I was a little boy, I liked to catch the rain, while people all around my town watched it flow right down the drain. But because our little shed in the bush wasn't on the mains, the only water we had to use was in a tank caught from the rain. Cause there's no such thing as waste, no hay tal como cosa la basura, only stuff in the wrong place, solo cosas en el mal lugar. No, there's no such thing as waste, no hay tal como cosa la basura, that old idea's gonna be replaced, es una idea que hay que transformar. So I moved to the city, rented a house on my way to buy a bed, but I saw one lying on the side of the road, so I took that one instead. And I also found a fridge, a couch, and a big old sewing machine in the biggest pile of thrown out stuff that I had ever seen. But there's no such thing as waste, no hay tal como cosa la basura, only stuff in the wrong place, solo cosas en el mal lugar. No, there's no such thing as waste, no hay tal como cosa la basura, that old idea's gotta be replaced, es una idea que hay que transformar. So down the track I found out that diesel cars can run on veggie fat, so I bought a truck and hit the road, smelling like fish and chips. I rescued piles of wasted oil from the back of restaurants, and said I'd be a fool if I bought my fuel when there's oil nobody wants. Cause there's no such thing as waste, no hay tal como cosa la basura, only stuff in the wrong place, solo cosas en el mal lugar. No, there's no such thing as waste, no hay tal como cosa la basura, that old idea's gotta be replaced, es una idea que hay que transformar. Cause we gotta refuse, reduce, reuse, repair and recycle. I don't know these 5 R words in Espanol, but I'll say them again in English. Refuse, reduce, reuse, repair and recycle. Yeah. Now I get my things out of garbage bins and I compost every crumb. I save my seeds and eat my weeds and feed the leftovers to your mum. Gonna build a house from the rubbish tip, gonna keep this planet clean. Reuse ideas that have been around for years to live within its means. Cause there's no such thing as waste, no hay tal como cosa la basura, only stuff in the wrong place, solo cosas en el mal lugar. No, there's no such thing as waste, No hay tal como cosa la basura. That old idea's gonna be replaced. Es una idea que hay que transformar. I said there's no such thing as waste. No hay tal como cosa la basura. Only stuff in the wrong places. Solo cosas en el mal lugar. No, there's no such thing as waste. No hay tal como cosa la basura. Only opportunity to be embraced. Yeah. Whew. Venga, venga. Thank you. Wherever you are, I know you're out there in Valpo, but I'm here in southeastern Australia, so it's very much a virtual connection that we're having. But thanks for inviting me to be a part of this launch, and thanks for listening. I hope you're enjoying the permaculture songs. I started writing permaculture songs because music is a great way to remember things, and I wanted to remember the principles of permaculture, so I just decided to write some silly songs, and that's what helped me to get them into my head. And hopefully we'll have some more translated into Spanish and other languages for people studying permaculture or people who want to learn permaculture pretty soon. So keep an eye out if you like our music and you want to hear it some more down the track. I'll play another song now, which is about the principle to obtain a yield. Now, there are 12 principles of permaculture, and they are like, I can't really show you because it's very dark, but this one is about getting the results for your efforts. If you put in a big effort to something, if you do some hard work and you get nothing in return, you get no good energy or no payment or no reciprocation, then something's wrong in the system. Then we need to think about how to fix it. And the easiest example of that in a permaculture system is to go out, plant some food, and at the end you want to harvest your food and eat it. So maybe if you go out and plant something that doesn't produce any food, and then at the end of the season you're still hungry, that's where we can look to obtaining a yield next time. So, but this one goes a little bit deeper. It's about finding a sense of purpose, I think, because that also is a type of a yield. You know, a lot of us have jobs that maybe sometimes don't feel like where we want to be, and yeah, there are some different ways that we can look at maybe changing the way we do them or the way we think about them. And it's different for everybody in every circumstance, so I hope this gives you some ideas. If you work all day from 9 to 5 and come home feeling half alive and never see your kids and wife, then I've got news for you. There's no point doing what you do unless it's somehow good for you. You've got to get a result or two in the form of something real. Now if you're feeling stressed and not the best and have trouble finding happiness, well, here's one thing I will suggest. Obtain yourself a yield. Obtain yourself a yield. Sustain your energy. Don't drain yourself. Maintain yourself. Obtain yourself a yield. Now money is not the only yield. You could be making a bigger deal about what you eat for your next meal. You can't run on an empty tank. Ignore the stash of cash in your pocket. Just take a salad from some homemade rocket. You just have to go out the back and pluck it. No need to go to the bank. You got to work your days for stuff that pays, in not just money but in many ways. It's time to clear away the haze and obtain yourself a yield. Obtain yourself a yield of something you can eat. You can produce some things of use with your own 2 hands and feet. Obtain yourself a yield right in the here and now. Make sure to earn something in return. Here, let me show you how. Well, if you're feeling sleepy, then go and have sleep. But if you feel like there's not enough air, then breathe in very deep. And if you're thirsty, then you order, get yourself a drink of water. And if it's gonna be cold and you're feeling bold, I don't know, shear yourself a sheet. Cause in any given moment, there's everything you need. Just look around and it will be found. Obtain yourself a yield. Obtain yourself a yield. But take only what you need. Cause it's pretty fun when you're getting some, but there's no need for greed. Yeah, obtain yourself a yield, and one for others too. Make sure to seal both ends of the deal of what's good for both of you. Well, an easy way to do it is to give stuff to your friends, because the good things you do come back to you, and the yield just never ends. I said the good things you do come back to you, and the yield just never ends. Well, the good things you do come back to you, and the yield just never, ever, ever, ever ends. That's right. Gracias. That one was called Yield. If you want to hear some of our music, you can head to formidablevegetable.com. We have CDs and records and things, but you can also download it or listen for free. So yeah, usually I play with a full band of 3 people to 13 people, depending on who's available. But right now we're in a pandemic, so my band can't be here. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well and safe and happy during this interesting time. I'd like to leave you with the last song on my first album, based on the permaculture principle to creatively use and respond to change. So the principle of change is a really important one right now. I think it's very relevant right now because so much of the world is changing so fast that we almost can't keep up with it. But the act of creatively using and responding to change means that instead of being in fear or being freaking out about change and not accepting it, is to sort of lean into the change and find ways that we can use it as a tool to keep creating the solutions that we need for a regenerative future. And I think it's great. We're seeing a lot of positive change as well as some not so positive change, but it's good to focus on that use of change as a tool. So this one's called Change. It's pretty much the law of the universe. Everything's going to be changing no matter what. Thanks very much for having me. My name's Charlie McGee. I hope to see you again sometime. Maybe in real life, who knows. One thing's for certain, and that's that nothing's for certain. You never know what's around the bend. In whatever you're dealing, just accept what you're feeling. 'Cause there's no point in believing it will never end. 'Cause it's changing, constantly changing. In any situation, well, the only thing that remains the same is change. Like a change in the season, change is there for a reason. Can't stop ourselves from moving around the sun. And there's no point in complaining if it's stormy and raining. You just gotta get an umbrella and play in the rain with someone, yeah, because it's changing. Every moment changing. Sometimes there's not much you can do, other times there is. But no matter who you are, you just got to be cool with change. Change is there, make the most of it. Might as well use it for your benefit. Like when your food goes bad, compost it. And when there's no more planes, hey, build a pirate ship and sail the seas. You can do as you please. Oh, but only if you know you've got to improvise your way through change. Well, even if you keep very still, be guaranteed that nothing else will. No. Do do boo do do do. And if you just sit around wondering what to do and you don't make change, it will happen to you. Yeah. Well, 'cause we've got small change and big change and loose change. Slow change and fast change and a wind change. We've got sea change and tree change and climate change. You change and me change and a key change. Yeah, well, change is all the rage. Turn the page away from these strange, out-of-phase, deranged, crazy days. It's about time we engage with rearranging our brains out of these old ways, behaving like we're insane. Gotta step out of our cages, worrying about our wages or the Asian stock exchanges. It's time to turn the pages. Don't be ashamed, don't wear the blame. Just drain the main vein of the pain. Take to the stages and become agents of change. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a very regenerative day and week and month and year and future in these changing times ahead. Again, highly recommend checking out Permaculture, Permacultura. This book is translated into Spanish if you want to get a little bit of an idea. Also, there's information at permacultureprinciples.com where you can go and have a look. There's some of our music there as well. Otherwise, you can head to formidablevegetable.com and have a listen to Permaculture album or this one called Earth People Fair, which is our latest album. But thanks so much for having me. My name is Charlie McGee. Have a beautiful day.